minds up, y'all. This is your favorite coach in the whole wide world, Miss Takiyah, TK Diamond, out here transforming brains, businesses, and bank accounts for ambitious and driven entrepreneurs just like you who are ready to have the confidence, the strategy, and the mindset necessary that it takes in order for them to meet and exceed their income goals. So, as I shared before, what we talked about yesterday was why, first of all, why you need to change your money mindset. We also talked about what a money mindset is, right? And so if you missed yesterday, please go back and tune into yesterday's live because it was really juicy, right? And what I'm going to do is just a slight, quick recap on what we went over. All right. So I'm not going through the whole thing. I'm just getting straight to the point. So the first point was what was a money mindset, right? We talked about what was a money mindset actually. And your money mindset is literally a set of beliefs and feelings that you have when it comes to money, when it comes to your finances. How do you act when certain things happen in your life that have to deal with finances, right? When you go in a store and you're about to make a purchase, do you automatically go into your brain where you're in fear, like, oh my God, I don't really want to spend this money because I don't know if I'm going to get another dollar back, and blah, 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 blah. Do you got all of that running before you give the lady your card or you give them the cash, right? Because this would actually show you what your money story is, because your money mindset is literally the stories that you have attached when it to you, to your mentality and to your actions when it actually comes to dealing with things that have to do with money. All right. So we talked about 7 reasons why you need to change your money mindset. I'm not doing that all over again. Go back to yesterday's video, but I'll just give you a couple, which was mainly you get into the element of actually looking for solutions rather than looking at all of the obstacles, right? That was one thing. Another thing was that you get to become more grateful for the things that you actually already have, right? That was another thing. You also get to understand that your financial situation can be changed, that it is not solid, it is not written in stone. You can alter it by altering the way that you think about money. That is what allows you the opportunity to be able to see the different ways that you can literally, increase your income, scale your current business that you have, or whatever the case might be. All right. And so we had a question, which was, how do you determine your money mindset, if it's a negative one or a positive one? And briefly, we reviewed what some of the negative stories, which was, money don't grow on trees. And when you're saying that, listen, I know you probably heard it from your parents that was like, look, don't ask me for no damn money. Money don't grow on trees, right? And then you got afraid to ask for what you wanted because you didn't want to be rejected, right? And so that planted a negative seed in you. Maybe you have the belief of, I'm just not good with money, because maybe every time you get money, you don't know what to do with it. You spend it frivolously, or you just give it away, and then you're struggling on your own to take care of yourself because you give it to everybody else but you. You know what I mean? Things like that, right? And so these are some of the beliefs. And if you have that belief of, I'm just not good with money, then you're basically telling your subconscious mind that you can't learn anything new in order to be a better money manager, right? Which is a lie. That is not the truth, right? Can you get the skills? Can you learn from someone who already knows what to do and how to manage money better than you to show you how to be a better money manager? Right? All right, cool. So again, go back to the video from yesterday because I'm not going to go over all of that. But what I do want to do is go ahead. Oh, I know we also talked about, no, I'm going to just go ahead and hop into what a positive money mindset is, right? So that we can just go screen right on through this, because listen, everything about the negative money mindset is the reason why I did it in a separate video. So you could go to one video, you could look at the negative. Now you could come here today, look at the positive, and then we'll go forward from there. All right. So give me just a second here. I just want to make sure. Hey, cousin, I see you. What's up, girl? Mine's up, mine's up. I see you guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate each and every one of you. hold on for me. Please like, love, share, all that good stuff, All right. So let's go ahead and I'm only seeing one thing so far, y'all. Unfortunately, I can't see everything. I be trying on Facebook, which I know Facebook don't even be showing me everything. So, I can only do what I can see. But anyway, when I see it, if I see it, I absolutely will acknowledge you and show you some love. All right? Bear with me just a second, y'all. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get into, a positive money mindset. What is a positive money? What does a positive money mindset actually look like, right? Because at the end of the day, most of the time, you don't create another mindset because you don't know that there's another mindset, right? And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We get that knocked out for you. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and rock out. All right. So positive money mindset. Positive money mindset. All right. So if you have a positive money mindset, then you absolutely don't think like the person who is in scarcity and look, I don't got enough and I don't know how I'm going to do this and is this going to work and da 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 da, right? All of those different things and voices and all of that stuff that's going on in the background trying to hinder your success, right? All right, it's all good. We all get bombarded with it. All right, so let's rock into a positive money mindset. So if you have a positive money mindset, you're going to be more likely to succeed in the things that you want to accomplish, especially when it comes to your financial affairs, right? So you know that you're going to be able, if you have a positive money mindset, you know that, listen, I could change the direction of this, right? I can move in a completely different path going forward. I'm not locked into my past, right? All right. And so you don't focus on how bad your financial situation is. Instead, you look at what can I do rather than, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't find a way out. I don't know how this, da, 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 right? Okay, we know the thoughts come in, but that's when you counter that belief and you say, listen, I know that I can, but let me ask them, they go, what can I do? This way, you're literally asking the right questions to your brain. Excuse me, so that it can actually seek out the right videos and connections and things like that. Like, you guys, you got to understand the power of your brain. You have to literally tell your brain what to look for, what to do. All right. And so often you don't tell it what to do. So it does whatever it does by default based on your prior programming. This is the reason why you have to create a new program and put a new money mindset, a new program, a new software in your hardware, which is your brain, in order for you to level up when it comes to your finances. All right. So with a positive money mindset, you also look at money from a place of abundance. So when you're spending money or you're investing money or things like that, you already know in your mind, well, there's more where that came from, right? So if you have the mentality of there's more where that came, then there's more where that came from, then you're not going to be afraid to invest in yourself. You're not going to be afraid to do the things that actually make you happy because you know you're going to get back what you put out, right? Another thing that you won't do when you have a positive money mindset is that you don't buy things that just make you feel better because you know that you can be already happy with what you have. It doesn't mean that you are already a multi-millionaire, but you have the things that you need. You have a car, you have a house, and then it allows you to look at the many blessings that you actually really do have already, right? That doesn't mean for you to go and say, oh, I'm not worthy of a multi-million-dollar business. That's not what we're saying. I'm just saying when you are grateful for what you do have and you look at the blessings and abundance that are already in front of you, then you can allow yourself to receive more of that. Because why? There is more where that came from. That's the truth. There's a less of where that came from to the person who thinks that there's not enough, but there's more than where that came from to the person who knows that there's always more available. Got me? All right, cool. All right, so if you have any of the limiting beliefs that we talked about yesterday, which were just a couple, which was money was the root to all evil. Money don't grow on trees. I'm just not good with money. It takes a lot of money to make more money. The rich get richer, the poor get poor. I never have any extra money. And you have those type of beliefs running. Then if you have any of those limiting beliefs that I mentioned, what I want you to do is I want you to think like this. All right. I want you to change the way that you think on that level so that you can see something else. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to begin seeing and saying and noticing that when something is the opposite, you remind yourself there's enough money for everybody that's willing to go get it. And ask yourself, am I willing to go get it? Because the money is available. It's there. If it wasn't there, you wouldn't see so many other people with it. You just don't see yourself with it because you don't literally, mentally, and emotionally see yourself with it. You understand? That's a whole nother thing. That's why you got coach with me. All right. Money is a resource to do good in my life and for others. All right. So that's the way I want you to think, that money is a resource for me to do good for myself, for me to do good for others, so that you don't be stuck into this energy of, oh my God, well, money is bad. It's so hard to come by. Da, 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 da. You don't need to believe that. All right. You may have believed that for a season, but that season is over. We all walking into such a great open path of abundance, but you have to line up with that abundance in order for you to see the blessing. You understand? All right. So I want you to say things like, I'm going to educate myself about money so that I can be good with money. This way, you're not talking yourself out of money. You're saying to your subconscious mind, you know what? I can learn more about managing my finances better. I could take a financial literacy class. I can enroll in one of Coach Diamond's, meaning me, programs where or her courses or do a coaching session with her to see exactly where I'm at and why I'm believing what I'm believing, and so that I can change my finances, right? Also, I want you to say, I can make money even if I have to start out small. Stop thinking that you have to start out with $10.5 billion in order to get started. I told you guys yesterday, most millionaires started very humble. They had a humble beginning, right? They started with little of nothing, but it grew to what it was because they stayed true to the vision of what they desire in their heart. All right. All right. I will manage my money better because when I do manage my money better, money comes my way. All right. When I'm looking at my finances and when I'm seeing what's actually happening in my financial reality, then I'm able to take control of the outcome of how what direction I need to go in. I could get to take a look at my behaviors and my habits and see what is it that I'm doing that's not a match to what I actually desire when it comes to me being financially free. You understand? All right, so you can, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever your prior money mindset is, you can change it now. All right. And so if you're ready to change your money mindset and so that you can feel more balanced in your life, period, just in all areas of your life. Don't you know when your finances are better, usually other things are better in your life. I'm not going to say everything will be better in your life, not everything, but most things. You can handle them a lot better when you're financially free than rather having additional problems and financially struggling. That's the point that I'm making. All right. And so if that's something that you want to do, I want to invite you guys to enroll in my free masterclass, which is Fix My Money Mindset, getting your beliefs in check to earn more money in your business. And that is going to be released, I believe, on the 23rd, December 23rd. All right. So just stay, stay in the realm of where you can get the wisdom from. I also have the 5-day challenge. This is not free. However, it is going to give you an opportunity to level up in your business when it comes to your finances. I also have the book, The Power to Profit. So if this is, if you didn't know, I'm an author, speaker, and coach. And obviously, if you hear, you know that. But if you don't, I'm an author of 12 books, all right? And this book right here, The Power to Profit, literally helps you to identify your limiting beliefs so that you can transform your money mindset. When you know how your brain works, how your subconscious mind works, how your conscious mind works, how your superconscious mind works, and then you can literally be in control of every area of your life, because you will think the way that you need to think in order to have the things that you want to have. Got me? All right. So I'm not done. Don't worry. It's all right. I'm not going to close you out yet. So the question is, how can I change my thinking about money, right? How can you change your way of thinking about money from a negative money mindset to a positive money mindset? So let's just breeze through this. I'm not going to keep you out much longer, but let's just breeze through this. All right. So the first thing is understanding that if you only focus on what's wrong with your financial situation, you will not be motivated. Okay. You will not be motivated to do something about it. And that's the bottom line. If you are not willing to say, you know what, all right, this is what it is, but this is what I could do, right? And you just got this mind like, I'm just hopeless, helpless, Henrietta, whatever the case might be, you're not gonna be motivated. So don't continue to focus only on what's wrong. All right, you want to focus on what's going right. What's turning around? What steps am I taking? Okay, I know I don't like to look at my bank account balance because there ain't much nothing in there. But don't you know, if you start actually looking at it and taking a look at your finances, it's a completely different energy, and it's letting the universe know that I'm ready to change my situation, right? But so often you look at it and then you go depression. You get depressed over what you're looking at, and you do nothing about it, and that's why you stay where you are. You understand? All right, so you also need to know you are not the first person to struggle with money and be late on your bills or whatever the case might be, right? The bottom line is you just need to understand and accept that you didn't get here overnight, all right? It took time for you to get into this state of being all messed up when it comes to your finances or earning more money in your business, because the money you're making in your business, you're having to put it right back out, whatever the case might be. But at the end of the day, you have an opportunity, to understand that you could do something about it, and that you didn't get yourself into this in a day. So it's not going to take a day to get yourself out of it. Take your time to learn what you need to learn so that you could be done with it for once and for all. That's the key, right? All right. Because once you know, then you have the opportunity to grow. All right. So I want you to start by just making one change at a time. As I said, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? You always hear me say that, right? So you can't approach this financial journey from a state of lack. If you approach it from a state of lack and limiting beliefs, you're going to be focused on all the failures instead of the solutions. And I promise you, nothing is going to change. When you think of money, you should say to yourself, as I stated earlier, there is more where that came from, right? And instead of feeling stuck and just doing nothing, a confused mind does nothing. So get unconfused and say, I'm actually at least going to learn more. Okay, maybe you don't have $10 billion to put in there today. We're not talking about that, but I can at least learn more about money and money management, so that when I do have, even if it's $100 that comes in, I can learn how to manage that $100. A lot of y'all can't even manage $1,000, which is why you can't manifest $10,000, which is why you can't manifest $100,000, because you don't even know how to manage $1,000. Understand? I'm sorry, I'm not throwing shots. I'm just keeping it 100. Okay. All right. So, in my opinion, the first thing to stop any money problem is literally to take a look at your finances and set up a budget. Now, I know a lot of times people be like, oh, budgeting, that means that, you looking at the lack. No. When you have a budget in place, you're actually able to see where your money is going. You can literally look at it and be like, all right, I spent a lot of my money clubbing this week, right? Or I spent a lot of my money on my bills, making sure that my bills are paid right on time. Right? Whatever the case might be, but you can literally, I bought the kids clothes for school. I invested in a course for myself. Like, you can literally see where your money is going, so you can see what you're wasting your money on and what you could literally be investing your money in order to make you more money. You got me? All right. So if you guys want to use the same budget method that I use, just put budgeted in the comments, and then what I will do is I will send you a link to where you can actually download it. All right, for free, no out of pocket cost. I just want you to, get the literacy, get the wisdom, get the tools that you need in order to be able to change it. All right. What I also want you to do is I want you to start thinking about your financial future. I want you to begin thinking about more about your ability to earn, to save, to invest, and to get out of debt in the future, right? I want that to be your focus. Like, all right, I'm getting out of this. I'm walking out of this, right? It's not about you paying attention to what you're staying in. It's about you deciding that, guess what? I made a decision to move forward, and I'm leaving whatever past financial decisions I made or didn't make, because maybe you didn't watch your money. Maybe you had somebody else managing everything for you, and perhaps they, I hate to say this, maybe they were stealing, or maybe they weren't managing it properly. Maybe you end up under a situation to where you end up with what's that, tax evasion, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, all right. So in order for you to literally determine the actions that you can take in order to get the results that you want in your financial life, I want to ask you some questions, right? As a coach, it's my job to ask you the questions so that your brain can literally tell you all the answers are inside of you, all right? So your mind can tell you exactly what it is, right? So you want to actually take a look at the fears that you have. You want to take a look at the insecurities that are in place when it comes to your money, all right? Because fear is literally a huge block as to why you're not earning the money that you want to earn in your business, or why you're not able to accomplish a particular goal in your life, because of fear, which is false evidence appearing real, all right? It is false only in your mind. It is only real to you in your mind, but otherwise it is false. If it was not false, then other people wouldn't be doing it. You understand what I mean? If it was the truth, other people wouldn't be doing what it is that you want to do. So it's false for you because you believe that in your mind. It's the truth for you, but it's false because it's not an overall truth. That's the point I'm making now. Y'all starting to confuse me. Okay? All right? And so you also have the fear of being found out by others, like that you don't have it all together. You don't have to have it all together. Stop putting on the front. You are where you are. Show people the path that you taken, that you took in order to get better. You understand what I'm saying? All right, guys, it's beyond that. It's beyond the outside face and what you look like to other people. All right, it's what are you doing what's best for you? All right. The fear of pressure of not being able to achieve that goal. Maybe you even have the fear of wasting your money on another program that you're not going to get results on. I don't know, but I know that you literally have to invest in yourself, and not everything that we invest in is going to always turn out the exact way, but we need to actually make an investment in order for us to learn more so that we can learn what we do need, right? How we can grow further. All right. So ask yourself, what are my fears and insecurities? What are the fears and insecurities that I have, right? How did I get here? What happened that put me in this financial situation? Did I trust some people that I shouldn't have trusted? Or did I spend my money frivolously on going out too much, eating out too much when I could have cooked at home? Things like that. Look at your shoes, Nick. All right. What is it about these fears that are preventing you from moving forward? So you ask yourself that. What is it about this fear that's preventing me from moving forward? All right. And you also ask the most important question, but why do I think that I need help in this area? Because this is going to tell you, like, no, I know I need help in my finances because what? My bank account balance is not the way that I want it. I've been late on my bills the past 6 months. I haven't been able to maintain my normal maintenance of myself or self-care because I just don't have the funds to do it, whatever the case might be. All right. So once you have that better understanding of your fears and your insecurities, then that's your opportunity to make a conscious effort to not focus on your feelings of fear and focus on your feelings of improving your financial future. Got me? What you think and believe that you can do, you will do, because your brain is going to begin to force you to take the actions that you need to take. Even if you don't want to do it, it's still going to make you get up and do it. All right. So if you want to see change in your money mindset, you are absolutely going to need to change the beliefs that you have around money. All right. The person that's making 1 million a year believes that she could make $1 million a year. And guess what? That person that believes that he is gonna make that per year. That's what they do, right? You want to know why? Because that is their focus, and he works hard every single day to meet that goal towards creating that 1 million, 2 million, 8 million, 5,000, 10,000, whatever your figure is in your business. All right. So how do you take action, right? You take action, as I stated. You look at, why do I want to accomplish this? Again, why should I start this journey? You want to start this journey because if you don't get started now, you're going to be in this same financial situation until you die. All right. That's not really what you want. All right. The next question you ask yourself, what are my financial goals? How much do I want to earn in my business per month, per year, per week, whatever the case might be? All right. All right. And then the next question would be, what is my why? What is going to motivate you from when things get hard that you continuously keep going? All right. Because at the end of the day, things do get challenging. And when they get challenging, the challenging got to get going. Okay. Not fall back. All right. So ask yourself, what is that 5-year, 10-year, 1 year? What is that 1 year goal? All right. Write it out. Okay. At the end of the day, once you have your financial goals clear, now you can take action steps every single day to get you closer to achieving that goal. All right. All right, guys. So listen, I'm going to wrap it up here. Give me a second. Let me take a look and see if I got any comments that I didn't acknowledge. I'm sorry, y'all. I know YouTube be having to pay the bills. Hold on. All right, see what we got over here. Hello, Mohammed. Hey, everybody. Okay, I appreciate you guys. All right, so just to close it out. Hold on, guys. All right, so to close it out, I want to say, don't make the big mistake. There's one big mistake. And that big mistake is the mistake of not investing in yourself. All right. I want you to avoid at all costs not investing in yourself, because I want you to look at what is costing you not to do it. It's costing you your happiness. It's costing you your freedom. It's actually costing you more money because you're getting late fees and all kinds of things that are accumulating and piling up based on your money mindset. All right. The biggest difference between the biggest difference between the rich and successful people is that those who actually struggle financially is because they're afraid to invest in themselves. Successful people, they're not afraid to invest in themselves. All right, they're willing to take the risk on because you can take a risk on something else and lose it all, but it won't even be worth nothing. You understand what I mean? Like, there's no gain. You take a loss and there's no gain. No, if you take a loss, you still gain something, right? All right, so I want you to think of the ways that you're going to start investing in yourself moving forward. And again, if you're ready to change your money mindset, then I want you to put a masterclass in the comments so that I can send you the link for you to register for my free masterclass, which is Fix My Money Mindset, getting your beliefs in check in order to earn more money in your business. All right. And then you'll have an opportunity to literally enroll in my 5-day challenge, where you will have an opportunity to pull up the weeds and plant new seeds and literally transform your money mindset for real. You're going to be able to get the financial tools that you need to use in order to reach your financial goals from someone who's already been there. So I hope that this has helped you a lot. And if it has, please like, love, share, click the notifications button. And I want to say thank you again for being here. I appreciate you. I love you. Minds up. Keep going, growing, and glowing. Have an amazing day. Deuces.